Hello and welcome in. I have a channeled message here for someone. I'm actually picking up on a few different scenarios here, so be sure to take what resonates and leave the rest, because they're all rooted in the same energetic experience but manifest differently for different people. So with that being said, either you are someone who grew up in a very traditional, some could even call it strict or like regimented household, where you may have had to like beg for attention or a certain kind of nurturing that you may have felt like was absent, or you could have had an absent parent that was either in and out of your life and then eventually passed away. And it left a sense of grief and abandonment and feeling unworthy and feeling like you weren't equipped with the tools to really cope with life, or like the life that you were given. And it created this like victim energy, or you could have genuinely have been victimized in some situation, and it left you feeling violated and like you just wanted to cut off from your emotions because you couldn't cope with the wave of emotions that were left behind in the wake of whatever this situation was. Or you could be someone that is in or has been in a same-sex relationship. One of you being more earthy, practical, pragmatic, another one being a little bit more artistic, go with the flow, rolling stone, fluid. I'm just very emotionally intelligent, very artistic, maybe a good singer or plays an instrument or something, while the other might be a little bit more of like a buttoned up, I'm hearing the word trade, so you could probably pass as like being straight or something, but I'm seeing, but one of you is not comfortable with your sexuality or your who it is that you have love for, and is at war with themselves because they grew up like in a more traditional household. You could have had like certain religious ideologies that frowned upon this lifestyle, and it left behind a similar feeling of like not feeling worthy, not feeling enough, feeling like you were defective in some way, and it left behind toxic ways of coping with your reality. And that habit, whatever it is, has gotten so bad to the point where you have probably pushed this person away, this person that you were in some type of same sex relationship with, or other people have left you behind, and you found yourself in like a crowd of misfits that bond by their trauma. You could even, some of you in this group could have even experienced homelessness, where in that period it's like you were introduced to certain substances or practices that make existing in that realm of life a little bit more bearable. Um, Regardless of where it is that you are registering at this, whether you are in a same-sex relationship but closeted, or you are someone that has been genuinely victimized in some regard by some force outside of yourself that you were not able to control, or you were someone who grew up in a very strict household where you felt like you were never really accepted for who it is that you are, and you felt like kind of neglected, and you had a parent pass away. There is a masculine energy, okay, that's coming through with this message that wishes that they would have been there for you more. They wish that they would have been more vulnerable with their emotions. They wish that they opened up to you more. They wish that they expressed to you why they were so rigid with you. And it wasn't because they didn't love you. It was because that they had a really complicated relationship with loving themselves, and it made it difficult for them to, it's like they wanted to control, they had a control issue to the point where it's like, I don't want you, I think for some, this person could have either had a rags to riches type of story. So it's like they were so strict because they didn't want you to experience a certain kind of treatment or a certain kind of like aspect of life that they had to experience, or they themselves had issues with addiction, and it's almost like they wish that they had been more vulnerable and a bit more open and expressive with their experience, because maybe through opening up that way, you wouldn't have had to learn the hard way from their mistakes, because they kept them so much to themselves. And they're coming through with this message because it feels like they're looking over you in some way. Like I'm getting a Mufasa, Simba, like this person has gone to the stars type of energy, where they're looking over you, and they may be guiding you in ways that you're not like consciously aware of, because there's a part of you that feels like abandoned by this energy or left to fend for yourself or something, and they're watching you struggle. And especially if, like, I'm getting, regardless of what your situation is, the shared energy amongst all of the people in here is that you are struggling with an addiction of some kind. And it's causing you to, like, I think you were like seduced into this addiction via your trauma. Like I said, like you found yourself in a group of other wounded children that have no means of coping with their situation other than by numbing out. And it could feel like you are in caged in by either the closet, your trauma, your circumstances, your shame, your fear, where it is that you've been betrayed, where it is that you've been stabbed in the back. And it feels like you only get a sense of relief. Like when I was shuffling the cards, I took this really deep breath and I was like, and it was like this feeling of like this relief flooding through my veins, where it's like for a moment, all of that just dissolves away. And I don't have to exist in this like prison of my own making, or a prison that I feel like I was shoved into by someone else's selfishness or greed or violence or whatever this is. And so this masculine energy that's looking over you wants to guide you towards getting your life back on track, to being the sovereign energy in your life, where you are the captain of your own ship, where you have some sense of control back in your life, where you're not just, there's this card here that says allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle. It feels like your destructive ruler is this habit where you can't do anything. You can't function without this addiction in some way. And they're getting you to a place where they want you to get into a program. There's some program that they're aware of, that they want you to be aware of, that is going to give you the tools to create the life and to give you the tools to create the reality that would be empowering for you. Not just because it's better than where it is that you are, but because you are able, there's like a 12-step program here. So, I mean, they could be trying to get you into AA or NA or something where it's through step by step, you are changing. This process changes you, turning you into someone where you recognize that one, am perfectly imperfect exactly as I am. Because that's another thing that this person is coming through to say, that you could be part of what's fueling this habit is a lack of self-acceptance. And it is connected to this person in some way, to this masculine energy that's trying to help you. They recognize that they played a hand in you not being able to accept yourself as you are. And they're coming through now to say that you are so special to them. And that maybe when they were in your life, they weren't able to articulate this in any way that would have really gotten through to you, that you don't need to be anything other than what it is that you are, that you don't have to hide yourself from them, that you don't have to hide yourself from the world and from the people that you love, and that they want you to be happy. And that they want you to have a view of the world that is not reflected through the lens of wounding and shame and pain and addiction, but to have this liberated view through the lens of love. And so it's first off, they want you to know that I accept you. I've always loved you. I've always accepted you, even if I wasn't able to express that in any meaningful way to you before. But they're coming through in this message to say that I accept you. And I care about you so much that I want to see you well and I want to see you happy. And there's someone that I know that can help you, that can speak your language. I feel like this might be a scrappier group. I feel like this group is very street smart. And so it isn't this learned intellect that you thrive in, but there's this person here. There's this Queen of Swords energy. So this could be an air sign. This could be someone that is an advocate, someone that works with wounded children, even if those wounded children are now adults. Someone who, they're incredibly resourceful. They have done the work to understand the psychology and the philosophy of people who are in your energy and people who are like you. And so they're not, I'm seeing, what movie is that? Gosh, what movie is that? It's the same teacher from Matilda, I think. Hold on. I can't find it. But it was basically this teacher that went into a school that really lacked funding, and they, like, the demographic was mostly like Hispanic and Black and brown kids, and all of them have all of these environmental pressures that influence their ability to perform in the classroom and really show up and be excited about school. And she had this way of speaking to them and treating them that not only got them engaged in the curriculum, but they were able to take what it is that they learned and really apply themselves to the material and apply what they've learned to their world as well. And it was helping them on a multitude of levels. So there's this person like this that's able to, they, even if they may not come from a similar background, but I'm getting that they've, what gives her her edge is her experiential learning. Like, I feel like she came up through a similar scenario. So she may be a recovered addict, or someone who has had to liberate themselves from some type of trauma or toxic patterning, and it gave them the insight and the ability to really reach people. And this masculine energy is trying to guide your path to getting to her, or getting to this program where you could meet someone like her, or this type of teacher that's able to speak to you compassionately but truthfully, where they can pierce through whatever emotional, like, casing that you're existing within. Because I feel like this is a group that has, like, gone deaf to something. It's almost like gone deaf to love in some way, where, and I do think that addictions have a way of doing this, where the only thing that you can really, I mean, it changes your neural pathways. So the way that you think and your logic is fully taken over by the addiction, where your ability to reason and think compassionately and empathically is completely impaired. And where you would have been able to treat someone with kindness and consideration, you can't. You have to put this substance, this habit, as your king above all else. And that is you are a servant to this habit, you know? And, yeah, this masculine energy is coming through to, help you break out of this so that you can hear them again and regain control over yourself and over your life, and see what it is that you're capable of as well. I think it would shock you. Yeah. So I think this is like a loving intervention of sorts. Yeah. That is ushering towards healing. I feel like there are people that really do care about you and miss you, the real you, the you before this, addiction had its way with you, and recognizes that you're still in there and wants to support you along your journey to getting well and getting clean. And it's going to be, there are going to be parts where it's going to be scary, where you're going to have to confront certain fears, and you're going to have to face certain long-held emotions that, the addiction has helped you keep at bay. But it is through the processing that you find a sense of liberation. And I think on the other side of it, you will find yourself in a position to preserve the knowledge and the information that you ascertained throughout this process and throughout this program, in order to liberate others in a similar situation. Even if you don't find yourself to be, like, I don't know, some type of, like, counselor or something. But, you being the kind of friend where it's like, based off of my experiences with so-and-so and this journey of healing and transformation, I've learned this, and like, it's just these little anecdotes. Yeah, it's like you have these little doses of medicine to deliver through the things that you share, and the little pieces of information about yourself and about your journey that serve as some type of anecdote. Yeah. So I hope this is helpful. Is there anything else? That wants to come through here? Yeah. I think how this will come to unfold may catch you off guard. Like, there's a need to you're being inspired and prompted to come at this openly and at your own will. But it feels like this person, or this energy, this masculine energy, that feels very fatherly and feels very I'm hearing King of My Heart, which is a song about Jesus. So this could lead you back to some belief system and or to like a renewed space of faith that is tailored to the space that you're in now, where it isn't based, where you don't come at it from a place of shame and feeling like this is going to wash me clean of my. They want you to accept yourself as you are, whether you've gone through something that has really changed you as a person because of the way that you've been victimized, or you are someone that like wants to be in a same-sex relationship. Like, you are accepted as you are, and I can't stress that enough. And that you are loved as you are. And so there's this feeling of like this king of your heart, this masculine energy that wants to love you and to be there for you and to heal you and to guide you, is heavily invested in your recovery and has no intention of leaving you behind. I heard not again, not now. And so if you come at this where it's like, you know what, I'm really ready to do this. I feel, even if I don't feel ready, I know that I want this. You can leave this behind, but there's this feeling of like, there may be a more material intervention where you get caught off guard and it leads to this like healing conversation. But I just feel like you're going to get your vitality back. I feel like you're going to get your sense of wellness back. I don't know I think you might come out the other inside of this and be like, honestly, I didn't feel this healthy even before the addiction had its way with me. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're going to be given new tools and new methods for structuring and organizing your life and navigating through life that you never even had to begin with. And so it's not as much about starting over and getting back to a place that you were before, as it is about finding out who it is that you can become on the other side of this transformation. I also feel like there are going to be people who you're going to have to leave people behind in this process, especially those that you have come together in like trauma bonds. These are not your soulmates. These are not your friends. These are not your family. This could have been like chosen family that you found when you felt like dejected and like no one else would have wanted me. And when you make that decision to really get clean and really get your life together, they could come at you with this sense of like, oh yeah, right. Like there's no way that you could ever get your life together. If I'm a lost cause, you're a lost cause, like projecting all of their negativity onto your situation. And there's a need to not let nostalgia and familiarity keep you in the binds of toxic situations, because these people, yes, like you have genuine friends, genuine community that embrace you and accept you and see that you're capable of anything that you put your mind to, anything that you put your genuine intent behind. And these people that you only found in a space of desperation, in a space of like feeling lost in the dark, are a matter of convenience. They're not anything that you will see the reality of them when you come back to reality. I'm hearing back to life, back to reality. Like that's going to be you. You're going to be singing a new tune. You're going to be singing a new tune and you're going to, oh, and I'm hearing, you promised the world, but I fell for it. You always sing off key in my chorus. Set fire to my forest. Like you're going to see how betraying and sabotaging either this attachment is or these people are. And that song is from Lose You to Love Me. Like I have to lose you to love me. That is going to be, you might want to listen to that song. I'm going to plug it below. And understand that like addictions can also come in the form of people. It's not always substances or alcohol or whatever. It can also be frames of thought and like behaviors and people and things like this, or even internet activity. Like it's not always something as like as illicit as and sensationalized as like what you might see on TV or something. So just definitely take this how it resonates, but I believe in you, okay? I believe in you. Yeah. We're coming back into balance now. Yeah, we're coming back into balance now. And it's like we're getting you back. We're getting you back. And I'm excited for that. Okay? So this is all that I have for you. I'm excited for you. And I'm praying for you and I love you. And I wish you all of the best in this journey back into balance.